Got his, but you see what's on them because they're in the front.
Sure, that looks great.
Okay. Little peek behind the curtain, folks.
We thought we had it, and then we didn't, and now we do again.
How's it going, everyone?
Hello, everybody. It's another
me.
episode of DrawBomb. Are you doing the far away guy?
Sure.
Alright, I'll do the close-up guy. Hello, folks. It's another episode of DrawBomb, where we do the thing we do every week. Unless something comes up, and then in that case, we don't do it.
You know, the weeks where we don't do it, those ones don't count.
Yeah,
not important weeks.
Those weeks are lost to time. Nothing has happened on those weeks. They're not important. They're non-weeks.
If there's no DrawBomb, then what's the point?
You got dang right. If there's no DrawBomb, why are we even here? Why are we alive? We've been making. I think we're on episode 176, which means there was nothing of note happening before we started this show, and then we started this show, and then the whole world got sick. So it just goes to show our power and influence. So.
Oh no, are we responsible for that?
I mean, I don't think legally we should say anything that could implicate us.
Just say no.
I certainly did not have anything to do with that.
You know, I get the boys together for one fat dinner, and suddenly everything goes to shit.
Man, you've heard of girl dinner. Now get ready.
Fat dinner.
Have you heard of the concept of girl dinner and like what it is?
So I've heard the meme, and I feel like I have context has given me a vague idea, but I don't actually know for sure.
I don't either. I was hoping you knew off the top of your head, but I read it once.
I think it's weird, I think it's like weird, like kind of shitty, like
yeah,
being like peckish in the kitchen and just like eating some weird, like you're eating like a handful of croutons or something like that, and that's like girl dinner, something like that. I could be wrong. I don't really know what the meme means.
As far as I can tell, girl dinner is like you just grab shit out of the fridge to like nom on, and it's like it's like a string cheese, maybe a cucumber, you know.
It's like a odd, random items that you just nibble. It's just for nibbling, you know.
Yeah. Which I would have if I hadn't read the description of girl dinner, both now and also previously, I would have thought it was different. How? I don't know. I would have thought
previously on DrawBomb.
You gotta tell me. Wait. You gotta tell me what girl dinner is.
You'll never get me to tell you what it is.
I swear to God, if you don't tell me what girl dinner is, I'm gonna fucking shoot this gun at you.
Okay. Well then, let me explain it to the best of my ability. It says I just got kicked from draw pile. Am I gone? Am I still around?
Oh no.
Is my internet bad now?
You're in the chat with me. Or not in the chat, in the draw pile chat, but I mean... Whoa. You joined the session.
I'm back. I guess.
Back, baby.
I don't know. Look. We have some things to iron out, but we'll see. If it happens a bunch, maybe there won't be DrawBomb tonight.
Oh,
who knows?
No.
But we're gonna try.
We're gonna give it our darndest.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't get shit. You didn't like. I never understand. Either other things have shit servers or Discord servers are just on point. Because I feel like if my internet goes out, the last thing to go is the Discord voice chat I'm in.
Right. I don't know. The chat is outraged by the concept of girl dinner. They say, oh, so that thing everyone has done since forever, and also Lotus boxes. Isn't that a thing just called a snack? Yes and yes.
Yes, but it's your only sustenance. I think is I don't know. I'm not a girl. I don't TikTok, so I don't know what girl dinner is outside of the brief context I was given via reading a thing with my eyeballs. So I don't.
Yeah, know. I clearly don't really know that well either. So.
Have you asked Morgan?
I'm not gonna be the expert on it. Oh,
or not your. I shouldn't dox her like that. Have you asked? Insert name here.
Female roommate. No, you can say Morgan's name.
Okay.
No, I haven't specifically asked her about. Am I still? What is that?
Oh no. Did you update and reset your router after you installed it?
Yeah.
You know these things are like a PlayStation. If you buy them for your kids, you gotta update them and get a username and password.
I got Geek Squad in the house to plug it into the wall for expensive monies.
Oh boy, Geek Squad.
My undo setting is not working now.
Sometimes it doesn't work for me either. Sometimes I have that issue and it's not like an internet thing. Sometimes the undo just doesn't work in DrawPile depending on the last thing you did. Here, make a quick ugly line across the screen.
Well, I don't know if I can make an ugly one. I do have an art degree.
True. Yeah, we got taught to phase the ugly
Oh wait,
lines.
why did I do that? Why did I fall for your? Why did I do the thing that you just told me to do? Now there's a line. Oh, and I got kicked.
Yeah, I didn't see the line. That's what I was actually just trying to test to see if I would see the line, and I don't see it. Wow, guys, this is riveting stuff. This is.
Sorry, guys, my internet might be busted.
Anyways, I mean, you're still people can.
Oh, you stink!
Oh.
Agreed.
Oh. Oh no. Well, you're back.
Seemed like it was working good at like everywhere else. I don't know why it's being jank.
Yeah, it's just drop.
Maybe it's like spotty.
Twitch.
Maybe it's spotty instead of being like consistent.
Yeah, it's not like a tweet connection. It's just like a spotty one.
I don't know. It's new, so I'm still getting. I'll have to learn what's wrong with it. You know.
Yeah, I mean sometimes sometimes you just gotta
I
like
have to go back to what I had before.
Sometimes you just gotta stress test it and then like reset the router and like give it that good old unplug replug, you know. And sometimes that tends to iron things out.
Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to play around with it. Once I have it for a second, I'll know what I'm dealing with.
What type of router is it?
It's like a mesh situation so that I can get a better signal in my office, which is far away from my modem.
Right.
And before I just had like a weak Wi-Fi signal, but now I have this mesh router hooked up and I'm wired into it.
Nice.
But
so it's not like
maybe.
So it's not like an Amazon Eero or something like that. It's like a whole thing.
It's Google brand, but
the Google brand. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's Google. You've heard of them?
Oh jeez. I can't say I have. I don't know obscure bands like that.
Like
I've heard of the Google Dolls. They make songs.
Yeah, it's like the Google Dolls.
Okay. And then
But they
I'm
have more
totally. Oh wow! I don't know how that's possible. Have you seen how many guitars that guy has?
No. Have you?
No. I just remember there was this. There used to be this like comedy sketch group in like the good old days of YouTube when sketch comedy was popping on YouTube. And they had this really funny video where one of the guys who worked on the sketch comedies with them was a fan of the Goo Goo Dolls, and so one of the main guys on the channel was like interviewing him essentially, but like he was kind of like shitting on the Goo Goo Dolls the whole time, and the guy was just like, "What the fuck?" And he would like go, he's like, "I'm gonna find a Goo Goo Doll song. I'm gonna find a Goo Goo Doll song. You tell me what you like about this song." And then he would just play like the worst MIDI version of like a Goo Goo Dolls song and be like, "What? Why do you like this? This is terrible." And the guy's like, "It's a fucking MIDI." And then as like a follow up to the video, they went to a Goo Goo Dolls concert, and they had a good time. But he's like, yeah. And then like so like every song he would play the song on one guitar, and then the lights would go down, and then the lights would come back on, and that would come the main guy with a whole new guitar playing the next song. And it's, I don't know, for some reason that's like stuck in my brain, and it's one of those things that, you know, I happened to watch that video at a very formative time for my brain development, so it's just like, it's like when your CD skips on like a single section of a song over and over again. It's kind of like that for my brain.
Are Goo Goo Dolls the one that have the song that's like, "I just want you to know who I am"?
Yeah.
That Goo Goo Dolls?
Yeah, that's Goo Goo Dolls. I actually had no idea who the Goo Goo Dolls were until my ex was like, "Here's a song from them," and then she showed me the music video, and I was like, "Oh, this fucking song? Wow, okay." And it was
I think
that
they have
song.
a few of those.
Yeah. Same with Train. Train's one of those bands, like, I knew Drops of Jupiter when that song came out, and then
Train has like a million hits, and they're all like, I don't know, make me want to take a nap.
Yeah, I assumed that they had faded into obscurity after Drops of Jupiter, and then like I come and I find out like no, half the songs I hear on the radio that I like half hate are Train.
They feel like if AI did like pop rock.
Yeah.
Like it's like, it feels like good like grocery store music or like waiting room music.
Grocery store music is a great way to describe that.
And they all just climb the charts like crazy.
Yeah. So Train, Goo Goo Dolls, and Maroon 5, they could all be the same band, and I would not know the fucking difference. No offense to anyone who likes any of those bands, but your fucking taste in music is shit, and you should be ashamed.
It's just like nondescript, non-edgy rock music.
Yeah, non-edgy is, I think, a big part of it, and like usually about like a bad relationship you were in. It's like, you know, almost every song from those bands is like about like, you could retitle the song like "Selfish Woman," and it's the like title of the contents of the song would be the exact same.
That's one of their albums.
Yeah, Selfish Woman. Yeah. Hold on. I'm reading the comments. I'm speed running the comments right now.
All right.
Brandon, does Ian offend you when he does the Midwesterner accent? Did I do a Midwesterner accent somewhere in my diatribe? I tell you what.
Yeah, what did you like? Just like, don't you know, or something like that?
I said
like, I'm like
don't you know?
bordering the Midwest to the point where I don't really get a lot of that. I mean, unless you're hearing me talk and you're like, no, dude, you sound just like that. I feel like I don't really get a lot of the like Minnesota, Wisconsin.
I feel
style, like oh.
I know of the Midwestern ope.
Yeah, I do say ope. That's a real thing that's in my vocabulary.
Yeah. I feel like I didn't know that was like a Midwestern, because I've gone ope before everyone too. Does. I feel like everyone does it. I don't know why it's considered.
Granted, I live here, so it's hard to like say everyone I know does it. Yeah. Well, you're proving the point. But I don't know. It's one of them. But I'm sure I have some parts of my accent that like are there that I don't realize.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. There are lots of like older people I know that they like
Oh,
like, I don't know how to
know.
describe it. It's also a lot of like German kind of Dutch
Yeah,
like people around, so that's kind of where that I think comes from. But they like
I think so too.
the way they
yeah.
like drag their vowels are very like I don't even know how to do an impression of it, but it's the thing I notice.
I
Probably have I have to have some of it because I was taught to speak by these people.
I have to assume, yeah, that we because like when I hear myself speak, aside from me having like a clearly like an American accent, I don't hear a specific regional dialect. I think in a lot of what I say, but I will say I do say tomorrow. I say it tomorrow, but like
Okay.
when I say that, I'm almost always aware that I'm saying it that way, and I'm making a conscious decision to pronounce it tomorrow because I just it's kind of fun to pronounce it tomorrow.
That's how you say it. Yeah.
Tia and Tamara, sister. So like I've always considered myself to have a very vague, like just a standard like American accent, but not like a regional one. But then the one time I was streaming, and someone who hasn't been in the chat for a while, I hope they're doing well. But their name is Culture Limp. But they were in the chat while I was streaming a game the one time, and then Culture Limp says, "My girlfriend just said, is that guy from New York? Because the way he said eyeballs." And because I pronounced it like eyeballs
Say
or
bulls?
something like that. Yeah, eyeballs.
Eyeballs.
So even if I don't think I have like a regional specific accent, I do. I guess I do.
Everyone does, I think, is the thing.
Yeah.
Some are thicker than others, or also like some are like a little more subtle, maybe.
Yeah.
But also, I'm sure that's based on who's listening to it, right? Like it's only
Absolutely.
subtle if you're also speaking that same accent.
Yeah. I used to, back when the Clock Crew was like more poppin', I used to host like radio on the Clock Crew on occasion. And that when I would speak into the microphone like between songs, I would see a lot of comments in the chat being like, "Top Cat, you sound so American right now," and I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, yeah." I have a suspicion as to why that might be.
It'd be strange if I didn't, to be honest.
Yeah.
But anyways, to answer your question, yes, I get very offended.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He's constantly attacking me. I think did I get kicked or something?
No, I was just doing the Midwestern Ope again.
Oh, I'm just like scared now.
I'm sorry.
I'm just I'm pretty sure Ian just keeps me around as someone to step on and make fun of.
Yeah, I think
Makes him feel bigger as a person.
You talk funny, dude. You should be my friend.
That way, the way I talk seems normal by comparison.
Yeah, I see no problems with this. You know that Eminem is from Detroit because
I'm well aware. Yeah, he makes it his whole identity.
That too.
Around here, he does.
Yes, but also he goes "ope" when he says.
Does he? Oh yeah.
There goes gravity.
Oop.
I actually
sneak past. Yeah.
Yeah. I always in my head I heard it as "whoop." There goes gravity, like whoops, but like whoop. There goes gravity. But then I was reading the lyrics the one time because I was trying to make sure I was quoting it correctly, and I read it as "ope," and I'm like, oh, that's that Midwestern ope. And I only learned about the Midwestern ope from a Sven Johnson video because one of the top comments was that Midwestern ope. And then I was like, what the fuck is a Midwestern ope? And then I looked it up, and well, here we are, okay? We've
and now you know what it is.
We've come full circle. Also, Z-Newt says Matchbox 20, and I feel like, yeah, accurate. That's a very similar vibe to the Train,
Goo Goo Dolls,
Goo Goo Dolls, Maroon 5, Matchbox 20.
Yeah.
Like here, I'm gonna quiz you real quick. Which band did "She's Everything You Want, She's Everything You Need"?
Is it one of those three?
I assume.
I thought this was a real game.
I mean, we're gonna make it a real game if we can think of more songs like this.
Well, I don't know if it's one of those three, but if it is, I'm gonna bet that it's Goo Goo Dolls. I don't think it's one of those three.
She's everything you want.
I do want to
She's
play this game, though.
everything you need. That was. Never mind. That was Vertical Horizon.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're overconfident. You're just like, it's got to be one of them.
It's probably one of them.
You underestimate the amount of late '90s, early 2000s, bands that are like that.
Okay, here's
A lot of
one
them.
for you. Which band is She Will Be Loved? She
Train.
will be left.
Oh wait,
Is
is it one of those three? Is that the game?
I did actually research this one to make sure I gave you a proper answer. So it's one of the 4 bands we've listed: Train, Goo Goo Dolls, Matchbox 20, or Maroon 5. It's one of
It's
them.
Maroon 5. It's Maroon
Okay.
5.
Yep, you got it. Let's do another one.
He has a very distinct voice. Doesn't mean his music is distinct, but he has a distinct voice.
Oh, I
Kind
wrote.
of like if you had like Sting singing something bland, like you know
Yeah.
it's him because his voice.
That's true. He does like to do those falsettos.
Yeah.
I googled Train hits, and I'm very glad that Train is a popular band, because if I had googled Train hits, I probably would have gotten like a video of like a poor
Just gore.
Yeah. Okay, I got another one for you.
All right,
Meet Virginia.
it's Train.
Okay. See, you're too good at this game.
I know these.
Not
This
even a
is when
moment's
I-
hesitation.
This is when I learned. This is when I became conscious, and sentient. It was around when these songs were getting popular.
Well, yeah, but like I was like also like a young lad when these songs were like first popping on the radio, and like they still play on the radio. They got plenty of play. But like I couldn't have told you who sang these songs. I would have been like,
Gotcha.
oh, I don't know. I listened to Linkin Park or The Offspring, or a little bit later RJD2. So I would actually, maybe you should be asking me these questions, because I
I probably should.
am gonna be
Okay.
fucking bad at this game. And how I did my research is I literally just searched one of the bands and said hits, and then
Realizing I don't know the titles of any of these songs, that's making this very hard.
I was also going strictly off of songs where I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, that fucking one.
I'd have to play them for you. I feel like that would make it more fun. But
Yeah, let's move on. This
struck down.
struck down by the brain. Well, that was a fun divergence. Brandon, have you been engaging with art in any sort of meaningful way this week?
Yeah.
Wow, you sound very positive about your engagement with art. You better tell us.
So we've been working on some projects for DrawBomb.
We sure
So
have.
I've been actually creating art.
Whoa.
That's something I know. Made
yeah.
art there wasn't art that in this void, and then I put some in it.
We are filling the
Create art.
void. There's certainly not a lack of art in the world, or there certainly is. As I accidentally swapped my sarcasm out for. Anyways, continue what you're saying. Don't mind me.
So I've been working on those projects. Stuff I've consumed. Me and Morgan have been watching the new season of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Nice.
That's really good. I believe it's the last season, so.
Probably, I would assume.
Oh no, I got kicked out again.
Did you really?
Yep.
Yeesh. Yeah, you sure did.
I know. What's the deal?
And it's only Drawpile. It's not like Discord. I'm having no issues
Yeah.
whatsoever. It's very strange.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that one out.
Look, Lotus Clock says, "What's holding up the cards in the middle? Is it a case of oop, there goes gravity?"
That's a good point. Now this is gonna bother me, and I'll have to redraw.
Oh
this
no, I
four.
shouldn't have read it.
Here, I have an idea.
Okay. Also, Xenute says, "I get called out for my tri-state accent." That's interesting. By people from the because, like, we are in the tri-state, right? Like,
I feel like Zach, I can hear your accent more than I can with some other people. You know, like certain people, it's kind of the way they enunciate. I think whatever accent they may or may not have pops a little bit more.
okay.
I think I hear yours a little bit.
Mine or Zach's?
Zach's.
Okay.
What about mine? Do you perceive any accent upon mine?
Nah. I don't really listen when you talk.
That's fair. I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll slip into like a southern drawl, but I'll mostly do that if I feel like I've been talking for a long time and I'm uncomfortable with the amount of like attention I've called to myself.
So then you do a southern accent to reverse attention from yourself.
No,
like
I think because it just makes me sound goofy,
counterintuitive.
and then I'm like, if people think I'm a fucking idiot, maybe they won't pay attention to me
I'm just
anymore.
hoping I'll annoy them enough that they'll tune out.
Yeah. I don't know why I do
or-
that. I realized I did that the one day, and I was like, I do that a lot actually, and why do I do that a lot?
Why do you do? No
Why
one knows.
do? I don't know. Do you?
He's resting his cards on a burger. Okay.
Wow. Problems
Happy?
done. Asked and answered. Problem solved.
How about you guys? Also, moderators, can we ban him, please?
Yeah.
I don't need this kind of criticism. We have a specific no critique rule.
Yeah. I swear to God, if you bring up any logical inconsistencies in these drawings, I will cry. I will cry and I will bawl. So you're watching the new Curb, having a good time with that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think it's the last season. No, I was trying to remember what I was talking about. I think it's the last season, so that's sad. But it's been good. Yeah, I don't know. That show's always like
Yeah.
good. It's always also kind of the same.
Yeah,
thing.
not a bad season among
I'm not
the
mad
show,
about.
but it's also not like it's the same show.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing. They're having fun. They're improvising about. And it's a good show.
It is a good show.
That's one of the things I've been watching. What else? Second half of the second season of Invincible dropped, and so I've been blowing through that.
Nice.
Because I love that show. I think the last episode of the season airs in a couple days, so I haven't seen the end yet. But it's a good show. Good show.
That's
they did this one funny bit during the season where he goes to Comic-Con.
Oh, Tyler sent me a link to that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's having a discussion with one of the guys, one of the artists about animation. And he's like, yeah, it's hard to draw because of all these reasons. Everything he's listing. It's very meta. Everything he's listing, like
so meta.
The visuals are changing to it. He's like, and the really hard part is lip syncs. You notice how sometimes in shows they just block their mouths while they're talking or show the back of their head, and as he's saying that, they're
blocking
they're like
mouth.
this, or it's showing the back of his head. Or,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a fun little bit.
I enjoyed that quite a bit. I haven't seen the rest of the season, but yeah, Tyler specifically, Plead the Filth in the chat, linked me to that clip, and like I just got a text out of nowhere, and I was like, oh, that's really funny.
Yeah, it's a good show. I recommend Invincible if you haven't watched it.
I've seen the first season.
Yeah.
Whenever a show's like, we're gonna do 2 parts of the season, I'm like, okay, so I will wait until part 2, even though usually when they
for the animator's sake.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm glad, I would prefer, like, I think that doing the 2, like, the multi-part season is dumb. I think they should just but like I also understand like they need time to make the episodes, and I'm glad they're giving them the time instead of just like kicking it out the door before it's ready. But I just
it's
feel like
better to drop like 4 or 5 episodes every like 6 months instead of making you wait 3 years for a new season.
that is fair, yeah, because then you don't get like fatigued, like because I feel like there's like fatigue when something's like overdone, but then I also get fatigue when I have to wait too long for something.
Yeah, you stop caring.
Yeah, I call it the Half-Life 3 syndrome.
Yeah, like I if a trailer dropped now, I'd be like, actually, I would be excited. Fuck, they got me locked in.
You're
I don't like
mark.
I don't stay up like thinking about it. I don't like see like a hint in the game and be like, oh, maybe they'll make it. Maybe it's gonna happen. I don't feel that way anymore like I once did. But
Yeah.
if they dropped a trailer,
Oh
I'd be
yeah,
pumped.
I would
I
shit
just
and come at the same
everything they
time.
make is gold. Like so, they don't really miss
No.
with their like first person. It doesn't have to be first person, but they're like single player story games. They're all great.
Yeah. Yeah, Valve. I can't
So,
think
I
of
would be
like a.
excited.
Can't think of a bad game that Valve has personally worked on.
Maybe there's some genres that you're not into. I mean, like, but like they're considered successes. They're just not things that like I'm not really into like Dota or whatever. But I know people people who like that style of game.
I don't think Valve specifically made. Like, I think Valve was a
Oh,
publisher.
did they not? They just published it. Oh, okay.
I think so. Let me check. I'm also not a big MOBA guy, in all honesty.
But people who
Dota
like
2.
MOBAs like it, so that means it's just a me problem.
Let's see, designer, Ice Frog, but that doesn't tell me. Hold on.
Okay.
Developer, Valve. Okay, so yeah, maybe I think Valve must have worked on it, I guess.
But
it was. Valve hired the guy who made the original to modernize it in the Source engine. But it sounds like Valve worked on it. I always assumed they just like published it and got somebody else to make it. Kind of like a. I don't know. I can't think of another example. Like Left 4 Dead 2, Turtle. I don't know. Anyways.
Oh yeah, like they kind of had like they just like produced something instead of making it themselves.
Yeah, because like Turtle Rock Studios, they were I remember before Left 4 Dead was officially Left 4 Dead, I saw the post, like they had like a whole like screenshots and like concept art for what would eventually become Left 4 Dead, but at the time that I saw it, it was like just planned to be a mod for Counter-Strike.
Oh, okay.
And then Valve bought Turtle Rock Studios, or no, not Turtle Rock Studios, because Turtle Rock made Counter-Strike Source. I don't know. It's hard to tell because like I think what Valve had a tendency to do is like buy a studio that was working on like an exciting project, bring them into the fold, let them kind of do their thing, but then Valve would kind of like be like, hey, they would give like notes, like they would be like this shit needs working.
They have their hands on it like pretty in depth. It seems like. I mean, even like the art all feels very Valve, you know.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's not like I'm not in their offices. Get off my jock, people. Jeez.
They do good work. So if they made, you know, even when they haven't made games in a long time, they dropped like Half-Life Alyx, and that game was amazing. Or like Portal 2 was after like a period of silence for a while.
Also true. That's also true.
Great. So I don't know. They were like, hey, by the way, Half-Life 3. I'd be like,
what was that? Was that the dog getting
What?
like sprayed in the mouth by the hose? Is that sound?
that was the Hole Mole meme.
Oh my god.
Heard that one?
I have not heard that one. I've heard. Is
Okay,
that like sped up Austin Powers?
No, I don't know what it is. It's just I don't know where it's from. You know what I mean? But it's
Right.
It exists. I didn't make it up.
I'll be honest, whenever I'm like on the like cusp, like whenever I'm up to date on a meme, I'm hanging on for dear life to relevance, you know? Like
Yeah. I don't think this one's that new either.
yeah. Like there's like the gnome noise. I don't know if you've heard gnome noise before, but it's the one that's just like, oh, you know.
I don't know gnome noise.
It's called like gnome or something like that, and it's just like I found it on someone's Discord server that I'm on. I would play it right now for you, but I really can't because I don't have Discord Nitro anymore.
Oh, fair enough.
It's just
I mean,
like
if you had it and you played it right now, I'd be like,
whoa,
am I right, guys?
dude, so right. But yeah, it's like it's called gnome, and it's just the sound of like it just goes oh. That's it.
It's a fun one.
I don't know why it's gnome. I don't know what it's from, but I like the
Probably,
sound.
I feel like sometimes those things are just like a moment in like a TV show or a game or cartoon, and then they get yanked, and then it like I don't know gets popular and loses all like
context.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I feel like if I've learned of the existence of a meme sound, it's like because someone in a like who is an editor for a YouTube video like abused the shit out of it in a video, you know?
Yeah.
Like some sounds I wouldn't have known existed, but then someone will be like, "You guys, you don't know the thing that I'm about to tell you."
Wow.
And that's generally how I know about sound memes. So.
Oh, it happened.
Yeah.
Lotus Clock looks like he has some context for your gnome sound.
Oh.
The meme it comes from is called "You Got Gnomed." There you go. I guess.
Okay. Wow.
That's all.
I feel like I know everything.
I thought there was gonna be more. Yeah. Now you know. You just got gnomed.
Oh. I do actually have the sound. I could probably add it to my soundboard real quick. Give me a sec. I have a bunch of like meme sounds I downloaded from Discord with no context. We're just gonna go through them right now. Are you ready for this?
Let's go. Don't rapid fire though. I want to discuss. I know the source of that.
Yes, you do. It's very apropos.
The source of that.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Right? That's like.
Yeah, no, you're correct. That is
Okay.
That is the Half-Life ragdoll glitching the fuck out because it's like stuck in the floor sound.
The common sound in Gary's mod.
Yes. Yeah, Gary's mod has like instilled that into my brain. All right, here's the next one. You ready for this one?
I'm ready.
Okay, actually, I think I downloaded that for our Bouncy Lion Pizza Time sketch.
Well, they're saying it's Santa, right? So wouldn't it have been? Is that what they're saying?
No, they're going Nintendo 64. It's the video.
I couldn't hear it.
It's the video where the kid gets the Nintendo 64 and then flips the fuck out.
Got it.
But yeah,
I was given a PlayStation for Christmas this year, and I felt like that kid. Not like. It's not me like trying to be like, oh, I got a PlayStation, but it's more like I was surprised by that reaction. Like it like awoken some like evolutional like nostalgia of like being a kid in the 90s and getting like a Nintendo or something. Like it felt very. It took me back to that.
It's a good feeling.
I wish I was wearing footy pajamas when I opened it.
Yeah, it's a very good feeling. I when I got my Nintendo 64 as a child, I'm pretty sure it was just my dad buying it for himself because he just came home the one day. He's like, "Hey, guess what I got?" And we're like, "What?" And he's like, "I got this, and I got a Star Wars game with it." And I'm like, "Holy shit! I'm gonna play this more than you."
Hand it over.
Yeah, hand it over, motherfucker.
Give me that controller.
Yeah, I haven't gotten like a console for Christmas or for a gift in a very long time.
It kind of stops when you're an adult, right? People are like,
yeah,
you have work to do. I'm not gonna buy you a video game.
Buy that shit yourself, you grown ass man.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one last one because the rest of them do have names to them. But I downloaded the Nintendo 64 one again for. It's very subtle, and you can't hear it because I like layered it on top of like 8 other sounds.
Oh, it was in there.
But in the Bounty Lion Pizza Band's sketch, when the curtain comes up and the kids freak the fuck out, I did throw the Nintendo 64 sound effect in there because I figured I needed to fill up some audio space.
I like it. There's a little Easter egg, folks.
Whoopsies. Yeah, a little Easter egg. We've thrown a lot of little Easter eggs in there, you know.
Yeah.
In those sketches.
Yeah, we like to have fun.
We have fun here. We have fun here. Speaking of Easter eggs, should we tell them about the plans for tomorrow?
Are we streaming it?
I don't know. I'll have to ask the special guests.
He might not want that. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to confer.
Could ask. Let's ask earlier in the day so they can decide for themselves. Yeah, sure. I think we can.
Should we say
talk about it?
Should we spill the beans?
Spill them. Why'd you go ahead and spill your beans?
Why'd you spill your beans? Anyways.
We have a big someone we're very excited about collabing with us on the next DrawBomb cartoon.
Yes, we do. Their name is Owen Wilson. No. No. No, we have if you folks know YouTube at all, then you may have come across the comedy stylings, or honestly, sometimes the just relaxing like ambient stylings of Trent Lenkarski. To put him in the context, I feel bad like comparing him to his frequent collaborator, but he does work on a lot of Joel Haver's videos. But he's gonna be a voice in our upcoming sketch, and we're very excited to have him.
We're hoping this can really be his breakout role. You know?
Yeah, he's about
finally
to pop
get
off.
him out there.
Yeah,
we found him on YouTube. So we like to look around for talent.
yeah, we're like the regular ushers of YouTube. You know, like we're Usher. Trent Lenkarski is our Justin Bieber.
Yeah, so that's exciting. I'm very excited.
I'm super pumped. Like when I found out like that, yes, we could actually make it happen. I was like, no fucking way. I went.
You said that.
64. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, so that'll be cool. I'm always surprised when people want to work with us. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You do?
Yeah, because we've got a couple of guest voices in the works to be in some upcoming sketches, and I'm pretty pumped about all of them because I think it's cool to like work with people who are probably more talented than me, and that's exciting. I would argue they are more talented than me because they're more successful, and I feel like that usually means something.
Well, be it as it may, it's cool. I'm excited to work. I always like working with new people, and I don't know, fun.
Yeah.
So that's tomorrow. May stream it, may not. If not, either way, the cartoon will be out sometime after, where you can consume it
tomorrow. Anyways, yeah, and then plus it's a funny sketch. I think it's a funny sketch that we wrote.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Yeah. So, Brandon, you've been watching Curb.
Yes.
That's it?
Curb and something else. We finished The Bear and then we moved on to Curb. I've seen The Bear, but Morgan hadn't. We talked about that previous episode. But that's all we've been watching. And then I've been watching Invincible.
Very cool. That's very cool.
Oh, hey, that's pretty cool. I got kicked off of my brother's Netflix, so anything on there. no longer a viable option.
Damn you, Netflix!
Oh well, if they don't want me to watch their stuff, then I just won't. It's up to them.
I saw this interesting thing, and I don't know how accurate I think it is, but I just think it's funny. You know, when Netflix did like the no more password sharing thing, I really thought that their numbers would just remain the same or go down, maybe.
Sure, they went way up, right?
They went up. Their numbers. It was a great plan.
I had no doubts that it would work, which is kind of why it made me sadder.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang it, they're gonna get rewarded for this.
Yeah, I really thought that like people would just be like, I'm not fucking paying for that shit. I can't pay for that shit. That's why I don't. But then I guess a bunch of people are just like, fine.
Everybody with a Netflix account has like I don't know, probably like at least one free person on there, right? There's nobody just using Netflix to themselves.
No,
you have to imagine some of those people out there, of the millions, were like, okay, I still want to use this thing.
So one person said like, man, just imagine if everyone waited like 2 weeks, a month before signing up. Like Netflix would have retracted that shit so hard, and like it would have been a win for everybody. But no.
Yeah, it's true. It's too bad that we can't be a hive mind sometimes. You know, I'm sure if I was the main brain in that, society would be succeed at some great things. Although while I'm perfecting my like boycott, there would also be like major infrastructural issues occurring around the world.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, hey, at least Netflix prices.
At least, I can share my. Sure, we may have lost the power grid, but at least I can share my password on Netflix. Oh boy.
Am I also sharing the brain with the owner of Netflix? Yes, but you're not focusing on the points I'm trying to make here.
What I'm trying to say, yes, many people are dead, but you can share your passwords on Netflix now. Wow.
Many people are dead. Sure, but I can watch the newest season of Married at First Sight.
Oh, look at those keys that I dangled. So yeah, it's kind of a bummer that people were
Lotus
just...
Clock says, sorry, Brandon has a brother too. Z-Chaps confirmed. That's right.
That's
correct. Z-Chaps out there.
But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh,
I'm saying it's a bummer.
It's a bummer. It kind of reminds me of, okay, so the newest Yakuza game that just came out, Infinite Wealth. Supposed to be great. Supposed to be incredible. But then it was kind of like, so it was announced a little bit before the game came out that New Game Plus mode and all of the bonuses and benefits that come with New Game Plus are DLC now.
That's wild.
A feature that is normally just in the game. And sure, it's an optional feature. It doesn't need to exist. I've honestly never interacted with a New Game Plus in any of the Yakuza games because it does take...
Who's the psycho that's replaying that game? I mean,
right.
The option should be there, but there's 30 games. And you have like 100 hours of like, the owner of this dog groomers is passed out. You need to groom all these dogs real quick while he's passed out. And then get back to like organized crime or whatever. And you do that for like, from my understanding, like 100 hours to beat it. And then, by the time you beat the game, they've already come out with a new one, usually.
Yeah. They've usually come out with 2 or 3.
Playing that.
So yeah, like but still, New Game Plus is a feature that's, it's generally been just in the game. And like New Game Plus is like what? You beat the game. You click the option to get New Game Plus. Oh, you're wearing a gold suit now. Oh, you get to keep all your levels. So you punch harder from the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, your shoes are red. Shit like that. Minor shit. Anyways, that's paid DLC now for the new Yakuza game.
That's really messed up.
Super messed up and just like, another part of
Who owns Yakuza?
Sega.
Okay.
So yeah, just another like notch in the belt for our dystopian hellscape. But anyways, that's the real hellscape, is the paid DLC for New Game Plus. Everything else is small potato. Anyways, But I remember there was a lot of discourse. I was like watching some YouTube videos about it, and there was a lot of discourse about this. And I remember the one person was talking, and I forget who, but they were talking, and they're like, "Yeah, like clearly this is bad." And then they like saw it in the chat. The one person in the chat was just like, "I don't care about any of this. I want to play Yakuza. I will buy a game." And the guy was like, "Yeah, you can. You're kind of fucking us, but that's. I mean, I don't blame you." And that's kind of.
I mean, they are, but they aren't. You know, it's like,
yeah,
yes, it's because of that they are, but at the same time, it's like that's an example of it's gonna happen no matter what. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if that guy also was like, "You're right. I'm not going to buy it." There's still enough people to make it worthwhile doing for them.
Yeah, and it's been said many times, but like gamers will never accomplish anything because none of them have the willpower to stick it out, you know? Because I remember like there was going to be a boycott of a Call of Duty game or something like that because of Thing, and then I remember somebody posted a screenshot of the Call of Duty like player count or something like that, like an hour after the game came out, and it was like record breaking. And it's like, yeah, because
I also think it's important to remember that when you're in your like Reddit thread and everybody's agreeing with each other, that's such a small sample size.
Yeah.
The average, I'd say the majority of the people who buy the game, they're not even engaging with like the community online.
Yeah.
The majority of the people is just some guy that like goes out, buys the game, plays it, and never speaks to anyone else about it online.
Yeah, this is not like a normie show. Like everything we talk about is like we like hyper focus and analyze on like movies, video. We're hipsters. Yeah, like last week we were talking about like, I'm fucking tired of these remakes. They fucking the member berries on the Beetlejuice 2 and the this and the that, and we were like bitched for like an hour and a half about how sick and tired we were of like shitty cash grab sequels. But then like I you know, that's us, and then the normie out there is like, oh, new Beetlejuice, yay, you know, and that's just the way of it. That's just the way it is, you know.
There's a giant chunk of moviegoers. I'd say most. I would say the majority, who are like, "Hey, do you want to see a movie today? Yeah, what's showing?" They look at it and they're like, they look at the titles. None of them mean anything to them. They've never heard of any of these, and they're like, "Oh, this has somebody in it that I know."
Yeah.
Or, "Oh, it's a sequel to that thing I like. Let's go to that one." Like they're not like, well, check the Rotten Tomato score and like see what people are saying about it. Nobody does that, or the average person doesn't do that. They're just like, "You want to see a movie today? Okay, yes. Okay, so we're going to the movies. Now let's pick what movie we're going to."
Yeah.
Like it's just like, so this like analyzing things, like we're the like the minority.
Like there's like, I guarantee you there was like a non-zero number of people who they went to the theaters and they were like, "Ooh, the Mario movie. What's Mario? I don't know. Looks fun. Let's go watch it." You know, like.
Yeah, I mean that might be it's harder to find people who don't know what Mario is, but we're making the same point.
I'm making a hyperbole to illustrate a point.
But I don't know. So it's so often that I think that you or I are like, why are people okay with this? And it's like the average, or you know, a lot of people aren't, but there's enough people who don't give a shit, who are spending their money, that it's, you know, that's the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just the reality of it. And I've in a sense I've made my peace with it as much as I can. I will still grieve for art cuz
it's like a sad, but it's also like, well, you know, none of this ultimately matters. It's just a bummer.
I care because I'm an artist who makes these things and would like to see these things be better.
Yeah.
But like the guy
this thing you love elevated.
Yeah. But the guy who like I work with at the bike shop, who like talks about his cat in like movies all the time and is the most like he's just a very stodgy old man. And he's well aware and he doesn't care. Like I was like, "Ah, man, I wish this movie like metaphor was more blah 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 blah," and he's just like, "I don't want a movie with metaphors. I just want people to shoot guns at each other." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the normie. He's a normie right there." And that, like I'm not saying normie disparagingly. I'm saying normie like as an
average.
accurate
Like, that's
description.
The majority.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's we live in our echo chambers and sometimes forget that the majority of people are not not aligned with us.
Yeah. Even though everyone's terminally online, they're all terminally online in their different bubbles, and so no one's like there's someone who's like hosting a Twitch stream right now, and they're talking about fucking like plants, and they're like these dumb normies over here don't even know the difference of an acacia from a fern, and it's like, no, I don't. I don't know shit about no plants. But also, I should technically know like more about plants because they're literally how I'm able to breathe. You know?
Yeah, you rely on them. But there's a lot of things that we need that I don't know anything about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to bring it back to the bike shop for one more second, I rode my bike for 10 years in Philadelphia, and I never knew how to like fucking change my own tires. In 3 weeks, I've changed like 8 tires. I actually had a tire blow up in my face today. It scared the shit out of me. I couldn't hear for like 5 seconds because my ears were ringing. It was awful. But I had never changed.
You filled it too full.
The tire tube popped because the outside of the tire thingy that like covers the tire tube had like slipped off the rim. Anyways, I learned not to make that fucking mistake again. But anyways, I rode my bike. It was my main means of transportation in Philadelphia for 10 full years. But I never changed my fucking tires. And that's like step one, like the easiest thing you could do with your tire, aside from pump it up, is like manage your, like take a tire off and replace it. But I would just like go to a bike shop and be like, can you place my tires? And they'd be like, sure, that's like $80 for something you could do for a fraction of that cost. And I was like, that sounds great, yay!
I mean, conveniences.
Oh, for sure. But I could have technically learned, and it like
done it, and you did.
I could have done it. I did learn, because it's my fucking job now, and they pay me money to learn it. So as much so at like if I couldn't even engage with like my primary mode of transportation, and it's not even a car, it's like a bunch of metal with a wheel on it. It's like the most simple machine. They invented bikes before they invented airplanes or cars. So
True.
Anyways, if I couldn't engage with my mode of transportation to even like the most like level 1 extent, then how am I supposed to expect people to engage with? Sure, they might like watch art and like binge watch TVs and this and that all day, but
you have to be interested in the subject to go down these rabbit holes.
Exactly. So yeah, that's it. That's the story. How did we get on this subject in the first place? Netflix.
Yep. I got kicked out.
Son of a beat.
Netflix. I won't be watching it, I guess.
Yeah. Same.
Or I'll be maybe I'll be stumbling upon it some other way.
You kind of have to. I feel like nowadays, like, especially with all these, like, I mean, we've actually had this exact conversation before, but with all these companies just, like, being like, oops, I deleted this entire show.
Who can respect them at this point?
Yeah, I don't respect them. I don't even want to work for them, but I do. But, I also, I'm gonna, I feel like, I'm gonna start procuring shows that I like, especially shows that I like, via alternative methods.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, so Netflix, my brother had the account. I sent him money as like to pay for like the extra screen, because you can like, how many screens you have or whatever.
Yeah.
We were technically giving them money for it, and they still like shut it down. So I'm just like, all right, I'm not gonna use this anymore.
Yeah, very fair.
It's like, why he's paying for an extra screen? What difference does it make which house it's in, right?
Exactly. Like it's still
I'm
money.
sure the algorithm figured out how to make them the most money.
Yeah, they were just like, no, but it's the common phrase is they don't want they don't just want a lot of the money, they want all of the money, you know? And it's like
whatever the most available is.
Yeah, they just strip mine the world of resources until they got it all on UHF.
Now how am I gonna watch Married at First Sight?
Is that a show you've been watching on Netflix, or is that
No.
just okay?
No, Morgan watches it sometimes, and so I'm aware of its existence.
I see.
Boy, I like reality TV. I like trash TV, but that one is
Too trash for you?
it's some high end trash. No, I'll stumble upon it. Well, I'll sit down and watch an episode here and there with her, but
Oh yeah.
it's real dumb.
I hate to keep talking about my ex, but I just lived a lot of life with her, so I just have a lot of stories about that. She used to watch this one YouTube channel, and like for a while, the guy went down a rabbit hole of like 90 Day Fiancé, and he would just like make videos where he would just talk about the crazy shit that was going on 90 Day Fiancé, and yeah, it's just pretty crazy. I don't know if you've seen 90 Day Fiancé.
I haven't. What's the concept? You get married. You have 90 days and then you get married.
I think you meet like your person. I'm just gonna Google it because I'm not gonna give a good because like I never took the time to actually thoroughly find out what. Okay, so it's long distance relationships. International couples have 90 days to either get married or call it quits. Is the elevator pitch. So it's like you've been dating somebody online from over the seas, and then they come and they visit you, and you see each other for the first time, and then after 90 days, the camera crew's like, all right, fucking put up or shut up.
Shut up or shut up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we both said the same thing. So this Married at First Sight is a more toxic version of that, where, as the title might suggest, the first time they see each other, they get married legally, or I mean, who knows? Maybe it's fake, but regardless, they get married, and then they just try to make it work, and
Okay.
they're just like struggling because they're like, oh, I don't like you at all, but you're
Yeah.
also my wife.
So like,
And
are they
that's the
getting?
show.
Is there a prize if they stick with it, or aside from I guess
A happy marriage is what
That's
you
it?
get if you yeah. And everybody's like, I'm just trying to make the marriage work. They all like apparently like look at marriage as unless they're full shit, as like some like something to take seriously, even though they went on the show.
Yeah.
So then they're just trying to make it work, and they're not compatible most of the time. It's like if you moved in with a roommate and you're like, oh, I hate living with this person. It's that, except you're married to them.
I've had that happen a lot too. Like, I feel like if you agree that, like, do you go on the show not expecting the show's title to be, because like sometimes I feel like they do auditions like, hey, come be a part of our new.
They know what they're signing up for.
Okay.
And the whole like argument they're always talking about, like, you have to call it. I think it's funny. I've kind of went down the rabbit hole with previous reality shows I watched, because I think it's the like production is very fascinating to me, because it's like alien. It's nobody's doing things that you would do in real life, although it's this like very popular ecosystem. And a lot of things is like verbiage. Like, you're only allowed to use certain words. Like, you can't play The Bachelor and call it a game. Like, that'll get you booted out.
Oh, interesting.
This show is, everybody keeps referring to it as the process. Like, and they can't say like I don't know what they can or can't say, but you can tell because of the amount of times they all use certain words that they're being led down a certain way. But there's 3 therapists that are part of the show, and supposedly like they looked at your profile and they found 2 people that are going to be great together. And then they're also there to like try to talk you through everything along the way. So it's like, it's supposed to seem like it's like, no, this could work. Like, we've crunched the numbers, and your marriage can work. You just have to work at it. And it's not the case.
I feel like, okay, this is the cynical like reality show producer in me. You get the therapist, you find the couples that are a match and that would work together well, and then you find the like person that they are the least likely to get along with, and that's who you set them up with.
They 100% do both. You know, like you can tell some of the couples are like, boom, instantly they're the same person. They get along great. They stick. You have no doubts that how it's gonna end. Everyone, you know, whatever. You're like sure they're gonna be together probably because it just like works. It's obvious when they have some of that so that the show's like, I guess, heartwarming for those people. But then there's also like one or two couples each season that you're like, they totally picked out two people that would hate each other's guts and married them to each other. They did. There's no question.
Man,
for good TV, yeah.
Yeah, for good TV. Just
it's
imagine.
So funny. They always give you this set of rules, and then the viewer just assumes that they're following them, and it's not the case. It's like The Bachelor and all that shit. Like they're always like, I don't know. It's all these shows have like these like, no, it's for love, and we're trying to help you. We want you to succeed, and it's like, no, you want to make good TV. That's the thing that people forget sometimes when they're watching this stuff. Which makes sense. I mean, if I was making that show, I'd be torturing all these people too.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the torture sells.
Make some good TV.
I feel like that there's like a plot in there for either a sketch or like a longer form movie where you go on, like somebody goes on a reality show. Supposedly the point of the reality show is to set them up with like the love of their life. And then they find out that they were the patsy that like gets set up with like the person who's opposite, and then like it's like a revenge movie, or I don't know where you would take the movie after that, but I feel like there's a script in there somewhere.
Yeah, there's always patsies, you know.
Yeah.
Some occasionally I'll watch a season of Survivor, and there's just one person on there that's like the least athletic person in the world. Like they can't even climb a ladder, and you're just like, you know what you did.
Yeah.
This is a show where you're doing obstacle courses every week and you're like starving yourself. And you brought some of these people on here and it's like, you didn't think that person was going to go far.
Yeah.
You're just making good TV.
But then it's like, why did that person sign up, you know?
Right. I think the answer is usually no self-awareness or Instagram followers.
True.
Usually the main purpose people go on these shows
is
to build their following.
Yeah, fair enough.
Literally any of these shows you watch, look one of their social medias up, like the hundreds of people on all these shows, and it's always they're on there like selling like products and shit.
Mushroom coffee. It's coffee made from mushrooms.
That sounds disgusting.
It's a real thing I've been seeing around.
I know it's a real thing. It's supposed to be like good for gut health or something. I think Morgan's mom brought some over, and it's in our house right now. I haven't tried it, but the idea repulses me.
Oh my god!
I report back for the show.
I would. Yeah, you really should, because I would not be lying if I said I wasn't extremely fascinated by the concept.
I think both Morgan and her mom are kind of into it, so I don't know. I should try it.
Yeah, let us know. Come back to us.
How I feel.
Yeah.
Sounds so gross.
Oh, we just got to redeem. First of all, I want to say hello to Extra Attack RPG. We were talking about you earlier. I forget exactly what, but good things. Let me just see here real quick. Leviathan Den's going to sleep. Have a good night. Ian's bomb man is looking rather anxious looking, although a 3 of a kind of kings is actually a pretty good hand. Yeah, that was the joke was that he's nervous, but he's got an amazing hand. Yeah, it is a great poker face. But then
also, good night. Lotus. Oh no, Lotus Talk. My bad.
Leviathan Den went to bed. But then Extra Attack did redeem. Oh, we haven't fixed the animation yet, so you know what we have to do.
Yeah, I do. It's for you.
Okay. Hi guys. So just for context, Extra Attack RPG has redeemed Punch Ian. Oh. Ow! He's redeemed.
Right, there you go.
Ow.
You punch him. No, you don't. No,
Ow,
stop.
Stop it.
You already punched. You don't need to keep doing it. It's too much. Too much. Stop. Oh my god, you're killing him, Extra Attack RPG. You're killing him. Oh,
if only these sound effects kept up with my fist.
Oh no.
Oh.
He's dead.
I have been punched.
I think he just shit himself.
I did.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
I love that we changed that.
Me too. I think it's great. I think that was a stroke of brilliance on your part to find that and recommend that for the non-DMCA version. Actually, now that we
yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out when I try and upload this to YouTube tonight. Whew. Oh yeah, I remember. Now I remember what we were talking about. Extra Attack RPG about. I was bringing up the Invincible clip you sent me earlier this week.
Oh yeah. Good show.
It felt like a good bit to combine the ideas. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He says, "Oh my God, yeah, that's so good." Yeah, I agree. It's very funny. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. How do you like my kings, by the way?
They're great. They're great. The one stabbing himself in the head. Is that right?
That's a classic one. I always draw that. If I'm ever drawing like cards or card iconography, I always include that one because it's just my favorite.
That's an Ian original, huh?
No, yeah, I can actually show you. I
Based on
did.
something?
Yeah, there's like that one king who's like stabbing him. I mean, I don't think he's actually stabbing himself in the head, but he does have a sword like going through his head, looking type thing.
I never know.
So first of all, I'm going to show a drawing I did for my friend, roommate at the time, but he wanted album artwork for a song that he released. So he wanted me to do like the album art for it, and it was like, hey, draw me like I'm like the king of a playing card, and I was like, sick, okay, and then I did. So I'm just gonna show that on the screen real quick for a hot second.
If it wasn't so expensive to oh yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I also that hand holding the knife is like the best hand I've ever drawn. Like,
this is a great drawing. I remember this now. I forgot about it. It's a goodie.
It's a good one. I'm very proud of that drawing I did there.
I've wanted for years to make my own like custom card deck.
Oh, me too.
But it would be very expensive to print. Maybe I could make a DrawBomb one. It'd be very expensive to print, but at least we have a few people that would be down to buy it.
That probably would be sick merchandising.
Yeah. Maybe I'll look into that a little bit.
We should look into that. Also, okay, I found this is the
Oh yeah. He's stabbing himself in the head already. I think it's behind his head, but I love that your interpretation of it. It's just sticking a knife into his brain.
Yeah.
And he has a little stupid smile on his dumb face.
Yeah, his dumb face is part of what makes it so great too. He's just like
a couple things. Extra Attack says something in my brain legit went, wait, Brandon shouldn't be able to see Ian's cards. That's cheating. No, I'm drawing it from the other angle. It's for me. I can't see what Ian drew.
He really can.
And then Lotus Fox says something in my brain is going, Ian is going to need a huge burger to hold his cards up. You don't have to put yours on a burger.
I'm not going to. I do need to redraw that one hand on the right.
You do?
I don't know.
You can if you want.
I'm probably not gonna. I'm probably gonna leave it the way it is. But if I had more time, I would redraw it.
Not to leave you to your lonesome, but since I finished coloring my guy, I'm gonna run and use the bathroom real fast, and I'll be back.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, you're back.
Well, folks, this is a segment that happens very rarely. I call this Sports Center, or no, that's copywritten. The sports update with Ian, where I just tell you the updates on the sports. That's right, we talking about sports. Gonna tell you about the sports update. It's the best part of the show. You're gonna learn some motherfucking sports now. So sports talk. Here we go. Sports update with Ian. The Calgary shoe cobblers have won their game. Congratulations to them. The Chicago Playwrights, their tennis team, they fought a hard match against the Canadian Billabongs. That's the Toronto Australia hybrid team. And the score was 30-love, and I'll let you figure out which team scored what. In football news, they caught it again. They keep throwing that football, and then someone catches it, and boy howdy, they did. So good for them. Glad we caught that one again. Let's keep a hand on it. Let's try not to lose it again. The Illinois D'Artagnans, which is their ping pong team. They won their game too against the Minnesota Purple People Eaters, and boy was it was a real nail biter. They almost lost, but they didn't. Wrestling news. Oh yeah, wrestling news. WrestleMania, or as I like to call it, Grapplementia, is next weekend, and we are going to watch it. And boy howdy, you better believe the next day we are going to tell you about
All about
it. Oh, we're back from Sports with Ian. Thank you, everybody. That's been Sports with Ian. Okay.
You can guarantee that next day we'll be drawing a wrestling picture.
We always do, and I'm okay with that.
Wow.
Wow. So yeah, that was Sports with Ian. Brandon, welcome back. How is how is peeing water out of your wiener?
It was great. It was a huge success.
I can't believe you have that sound effect like on tap, ready to go.
What? What sound effect?
Nothing. Never mind. But yeah. So we should talk about why we're drawing playing cards, right? And it's
Sure.
mostly my fault, and it's because I'm addicted to a game that you bought, and I stole.
I mean, I messaged you and I'm like, hey, play it. You can play it now. I bought it. Play it. So
And then I did.
Makes my fault. I don't know.
It's a little bit of both of our faults, because I should have just ignored you and said, you know what, maybe I don't need to see what the deal is with Balatro. Balatro. But I've been playing Balatro, and boy howdy, I fucking like it.
It's fun. Have you won one yet?
No, actually, the closest I've gotten is like my third game. I got all the way to like a 6 ante, and then I've been like fucking just eating shit around ante 4 ever since.
Sure.
Which doesn't make sense to anybody who's watching who hasn't played Balatro. But it's so like I was telling Brandon this earlier, but like roguelike games, I'm like, okay, like, you know, I play a roguelike and I get tired of it after my like second run of the night, you know, because I'm just like, okay, this is like the same thing. I'm just gonna do it again and I'm gonna lose. So roguelikes are like fine, like they're fun, don't get me wrong. I've beaten Binding of Isaac before, but like, you know, I'll play for like an hour and a half and I'll get sick. Maybe an hour, maybe even less.
You get sick?
I get sick. I throw up all over the place.
Man, you should really stop playing them.
No.
That's
No.
I want.
I want to. But then I also like poker is also a game that like I get pretty tired of it pretty quick. Like I play poker and I'm like, this is fun, and then like after the second hand I'm like, I'm bored, and then I just go all in because I don't want to play anymore.
Have you heard Kenny Rogers' Gambler? You familiar with this song? It might help you.
I've heard about holding. I've heard about folding. Now,
you know about walking away?
I don't know when to walk, because like if I'm at like a party.
How many hours of Balatro have you played?
I played 6 hours straight last night.
Okay, yeah, you definitely don't know when to walk away.
I
It's a
don't
big part
know
of
when
the
to
whole
walk away. Yeah. I got really.
And then you die at the end.
Yeah, always.
You've heard the song.
I was so mad.
Sorry, spoilers for the gambler.
Yeah, you die. And then you have to play it again because you get like different cards. You get different boosters.
Well, in the song, he's like, I don't know, he's on a train with some like old gambler guy, and then the guy's like, "Hey, if you give me what's left of your booze, I'll teach you how to play poker." And the guy's like, "Okay," and then he's like, he says 3 things that rhyme, and then he dies.
Oh, that's right. The guy does die at the end of that song, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Man.
Finally breaks even, as Kenny Rogers says.
Wow.
Which, you know, this is really the time to be making jokes.
Yeah. After the murder that happened last week, you're here making
he was murdered?
jokes.
He was murdered? Oh, wow. I didn't know the gambler was so... I didn't know there was a mystery.
No, actually,
just...
what it is the gambler is actually a recounting of the ending of the Chronicles of Narnia book series. How they die on a train.
Oh, maybe that was the case.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That explains it.
But yeah, anyways, I had this amazing run going last night. We're in Balatro. But I had a card where every time I used a straight as one of my hands, the multiplier goes up. And at this point, I had that multiplier up to like 36 because I also had a card that lessened the amount of cards I needed to make a straight down from 5 to 4. And then I also had a card that allowed me to skip a number and still have it be a straight. So it was like I could go.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one.
2, 3, 4, 6, and that would be a straight. So like any hand was a straight. So I was just like, this is over. Like I'm just gonna fucking hammer out straights.
Time to win.
Time to win. And then the boss fight comes. And I didn't pay attention to the boss fight ante because I was just like, I thought I was golden. And if I had paid attention, I would have seen that the thing of the boss fight was, oh, you have to score the whole point total in one hand. So I played like a fucking joke hand in the beginning just to like try and clear some cards out to get my real, like, you know, get the real cards going. And then I lose, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I realize... What happened? And then I realize. And so, yeah, I really fucked myself on that one.
You blew it.
Blew it. And then I played for another 4 hours. And that's Balatro.
It's good. It's a good game.
Extra Attack says, Balan Wonderworld bro. Oh, Balan Wonderworld Tro. I've heard bad things about Balan Wonderland, but also I've heard bad things about things I like, so I don't know. Extra Tech also says, I don't love action roguelikes, but I've been really enjoying Inscription and World of Horror. You've been also telling me to play Inscription.
Yeah, I think you'd like that.
I do think I'd like that. I do need to play it. I get.
It's real weird, but in the best ways.
I wish I'd played it sooner when it came out, because from what my understanding, it's kind of like a Frog Fractions situation, where like Frog Fractions starts out as one type of game, and you're like, oh, okay, cool, sick, and then the game just dramatically changes as the course of it goes on, and that's like the gimmick, which is a shame. I wish I had not had that kind of ruined for me, but it's to be expected if the game's been out for like 2 years and I haven't played it yet, so, you know, whatever. And World of Horror I really want to play. I really want to play World of Horror.
Yeah, I've been wanting to try that one too.
Game looks like right up my alley. But yeah, and then he says Balatro will ruin me unless someone wants to buy it for me. Hey, I didn't even buy it for myself. But it will ruin you. Like, it's gonna, like, once we're done playing DrawBomb today, I'm gonna play more Balatro.
More Balatro.
Balatro.
And then,
More Balatro. Balatro. So yeah, it's really good. It's like there's the cliche where it's like, oh, it's the just one more game, you know? And
Yeah.
Balatro is that for me. Like, I should have been to bed at 1 o'clock last night. I went to bed at 3. I played Balatro from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. What, you want to fight about it? Like, geez, get off my case.
When I bought it, I'm like, this will be a fun one to, like, when I'm going to bed, play a couple rounds in bed, make me sleepy, fall asleep. It was a mistake. It addicting. So I played many times. And then my Steam Deck's like, the battery's gonna die, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'll quit now.
Oh, I guess I can't play Balatro anymore tonight.
4 hours was enough.
Yeah, so I'm just like fucking sitting there wearing my tendonitis gloves, like clicking cards for like 6 hours, not saying a word. It was a magical night, honestly. I had a great time doing it, and I'm gonna do it again.
There you go. Good. You know.
Well, thanks for
Glad
letting me
you're living
play
your
it.
best life.
Yeah, I'm living
problem.
the best life. Although I should really be getting work done.
Oh, we had a word ban.
Oh no.
It was Balatro. So starting now.
Well, he says I twice broken the
Dang.
rule. We haven't started the timer yet. It only counts once I start the timer, okay?
Put that time on the clock.
Let me get the timer going. So we won't say...
What the clock says, I want to stream where Ian and Brandon play poker together and bet real money. That'd be fun. I need
That
to
would be
like
fun.
re-up my knowledge of real poker. Balatro's probably got. Oof. Did you start the timer?
Not yet. I'm just getting it set up.
God.
Are you ready?
I'm like, how did I mess that one?
I'm starting it now.
Can't say it.
You can't say no.
But that game probably has made me worse at poker, honestly, because it doesn't, it has its own wacky rule set.
It's true.
You can't you have like an impossible deck that would never exist.
Yeah. I have an issue with that game. I'm never looking for flushes or anything of that nature. Like, I'm trying to like pay attention more to the card suits. But I just pay attention to numbers. I'm like numbers only focused. Like I bet I could have won some of the games that I lost in if I had paid attention to the suits.
Gotcha. Yeah. The suits, you gotta pay attention to those suits.
Gotta pay attention to those suits. I tell you what.
Suits on DVD.
Starring Meghan Markle. I think she was.
Who doesn't love the Royals?
Oh man, tell you what. Big fan. I keep up to date with them. Anyways, that's the game that I've been playing. I mean, we've also been playing. Yeah, I recommend it if you like.
Nice indie.
Yeah. It's nice to see so many like recent success stories of like these small devs who are either making like Helldivers 2 or, but or what's another one? Lethal Company, It's nice to see these like just people who are just like, I made this game. And then it's like very successful. Like the game I was just about to say. I don't feel like reaching for the censor button again, but
All right.
do I have to color these cards in? Yeesh.
Some other stuff we started Elden Ring with a
That's right.
seamless like multiplayer mod so that we can just play with that. You don't have to like reconnect every time somebody dies. And we only played for like a minute, but I think it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a good time.
Honestly, just fighting each other was like
Yeah.
we found a random bridge and just started fighting on it, and it was very, very fun. And we don't even have any like gear yet, so once we have more, I think it'll be even more fun.
Yeah, it'll be interesting like once we're kitted out to see like how we compare to each other. But it's funny, like we played, I think we did more fighting on the bridge of each other than we did playing through actual Elden Ring.
when we got to that bridge, we're like, all right, time to quit. And then we started fighting, and then we ended up doing that longer than we played initially, I think.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was fun. And I liked it.
How much time we got left on the clock? I'm dying to say that word.
A minute and a half, just about.
All right. Fine.
But yeah, we played a lot of Elden Ring. We've been playing some Deep Rock Galactic.
True.
That game's been out for a while, so if you don't know what it is, I don't know what to tell you.
It's a good game.
It's a good game.
I've been having a good time going back to it.
Me too. I've been having fun with it. It's fun times were had by all. The way I'm drawing this king suit just looks like they're Santa Claus. He is the king of Christmas, though.
But that's kind of how they're dressed on the cards too, though. You're not.
Yeah.
You're not far off.
He is the king of Christmas.
What layer you on? I'll help you color. I don't want
I'm on
to sit
Ian
here
3 right now.
doing nothing.
Yeah, I feel bad that it takes me forever to draw these fucking things.
Okay. All right.
You're so
just
fast
a
at
quick boy.
drawing, and I'm such a slow drawer.
My biggest criticism of myself in art used to be that I was just too slow, but I think because I was so worried about that, I focused on it a lot over the last few years. Gotten a little quicker, I think.
I'm just like a huge noodler. Like, I'll just noodle with something. Like, I redrew this hand. Like, I redrew the thumb on this hand like 4 times, I want to say, during the course of this
That's
episode.
also the pitfall I tend to fall into, but I think because I'm aware of it, I notice when it's happening, and I'm like, okay, I need to I'm going to do something else because I should not be focusing on this thing this long, you know? Like,
Yeah.
so all of a sudden, at like the 3rd time I'm redrawing, something in my brain snaps, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm caught in a loop. Gotta get out of this.
Gotta get out. By the way, do you see me coloring this card in over here? Because, okay, no.
Yes.
Okay, because I got
Did
like
I
a weird...
disappear?
No, I got a weird Microsoft.net had a handler exception, blah, 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 blah. So,
Oh.
I assumed that my connection had gotten dropped, but it sounds like we're good. Oh, the timer.
Yeah,
Oh,
I gotta figure out what my thing is, because I was like, oh, my internet's weird, but then why would it only be draw pile? Like,
yeah.
everything else is fine.
Also, I will say, I realized what that pop-up was, and it was the stream timer I had set up. Normally it's supposed to go doo-doo-doo, but instead it gave me an error message. So we can say Balatro again.
Finally. Balatro.
Balatro.
I wanted to say it, so I said it.
Also, Business Father's in the chat. Hey-o, Business Father, good to see
Hey-o.
ya. Long time no see. Glad to see you. Always a pleasure to have you. Extra Attack says, I think I'm gonna buy Balatro and not sleep tonight. I highly recommend. Maybe not the not sleeping part, but definitely the playing and buying Balatro. I might
Good
buy
game.
it. I might buy it just to support the developer. Because I've played it for 6 hours straight. There's not. I can't even say I've done that with like Helldivers 2, and I like Helldivers 2 a lot. But
Buy something that I want to play that I can mooch off of.
true, I will have to do that. Well, I did buy Exit 8. You can try playing Exit 8 now.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, bada bing,
Give it a
bada
go.
boom. You spent like $50 that I've played of your games, and I spent $4, so we were even. You know, it all works out.
Who's counting?
Neat.
We're family, you
That's
know.
right.
We're family
Indeed.
on Steam.
I'm glad you turned this
And-
into a tracksuit, by the way, because I like what he's
Felt
wearing.
right for
Yeah.
poker.
I always I have a tendency where if I'm drawing characters, I don't think about like the clothing they're wearing, and they all just end up wearing like a colored long sleeve shirt, and I'm like, that's
They're
not
all
how...
wiggles?
They're all wiggles. That's actually, yeah, that's actually a great way to describe it. I do the wiggles thing. Sorry, what were you gonna? I think you were saying something, and then I was like, "Oh, what were you doing?"
I don't know. I was just saying we're Steam family, which is
Yes,
it's nice. So we got to start working on our story in case they ever try to take it away from us. Like,
That's right.
Maybe maybe we all saw a body on the train tracks when we were kids, and so therefore we
Oh.
are like a family, even though it's not by blood. It is you know, it's tighter than that in some ways.
We
Do you think that would be legally binding? Do you think we get to keep our video games?
I mean, yeah. Also, like, we have photos of me at your wedding. Like, you know,
Yeah, you're
that's
I will adopt all of you if it means I get some free games on Steam. I will like legally adopt you.
That's great. Yeah, because I've been eyeing. You have this other game on your Steam I've been really eyeing, and I just want to play it.
What is it?
I don't know. I was hoping I could come up with something off the top of my head, but
Oh, it wasn't. This was a bit.
It was a bit, yeah. Hitman Sniper Challenge.
I have that. Hell yeah! I know what
so.
I'm playing after this.
Actually, I think this is Austin's, and I've also played Hitman Sniper Challenge. It's like you get one shot, and then like it's like a chain reaction.
And I missed you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You have to like shoot like a can off of a shelf, and then it rolls down a stairwell, and then like knocks over. You have to do like one of those.
So, yeah,
Goldberg
pretty much.
situations.
Yeah, I think it's like there's like a bunch of windows you can look in, and they have different things happening in them, and then like there's one like correct shot, and then a bunch of like bad shots you can make or something like that, if I remember correctly.
I see.
I played it for 2 hours.
That's actually for the way you describe it. That actually is more than I would have guessed.
Me too, actually. I last played it. Do you want to hear the last time I played Hitman Sniper Challenge?
Yes, I would. I'm dying to know.
And I assume I played it in one go, and then I deleted it. The last time I played Hitman Sniper Challenge was December 11th, 2015.
Oh, so recently. Do you still have your save file? You can pick it back up.
I bet I do have the save file. So that's 9 years ago. Is that when I last played that? That's ridiculous to think about. I hate the flow of time.
Still lining up the shot.
Yeah, he's still on that rooftop, just like waiting. They
Tell
say.
me when to pull the trigger. Tell me when.
Was that your Benedict Cumberbatch? Benedict Cumberbatch?
No, that's how he sounds in the latest games. He's like, Headquarters, this is Agent 47. Coop right.
Coop right. Yeah, it's your Coop right. It's like your you have like a
Same
Benedict
voice.
Cumberbatch Coop
Hey,
right.
I'm not. This isn't my voice. I'm doing a perfect impression of the way it is in the game.
You're like a Corvid, you know. You have perfect audio recall.
Just telling you what it is. I'm not. You know, it's not my. I'm not getting creative here. This is just the way it is.
Man, it's impressive. You're really good at that. Can you impersonate? Oh hold on, wait, 1 sec. Can you impersonate?
Before you even say who, yes, I can. I'm an expert at this. Go ahead. Tell me who.
You said you already know, so yeah, go ahead.
No, I said before you tell me, I already know I can do it, is what I'm saying, because I can do all.
Can you impersonate Owen Wilson?
Yes, here we go. Wow. I am Lightning McQueen.
Wow. That's.
I am a car, yet I have drama in my life and in conflict.
That's
I don't know who I am, but I aim to find out.
That's so much better than the obvious setup to use your soundboard I was trying to do.
I don't have. I was going to. I don't have the button on here. Else I would.
You son of a bitch. Wow.
I was looking at you through the webcam to see if you were like gonna cue me in and do it yourself, but I don't have the button right now, so.
Oh, okay. Well, here.
Couldn't wow myself.
That was an accidental button press.
Excuse me. Sorry, I had something in my throat.
All right, are you ready to do your Owen Wilson for real now?
Yeah. Here we go.
Wow.
But that's so good.
Thanks, I'm a practice.
Oh, and then we had Extra Attack RPG helping out in the chat with.
They're trying to help me.
Yeah.
Trying to help me succeed, but nope, I did not. Not, you know, didn't take the obvious help that was being handed to me.
That's okay. Anyways, good Owen. That was great.
Great Owen. One of my best.
It really was. Yeah. I'm impressed.
I'm in Marvel's Loki.
Wow. Quit. You're being a royal pain in my Tannenbaum.
Oh boy.
You're... I do too.
I don't know anything about him, but regardless,
I got no beef.
no beef at all.
When people ask me, hey, in the words of a Wendy's catchphrase, how is your opinion of Owen Wilson? I go, we don't refrigerate our meats.
Oh boy.
Fuck. Brandon,
Yes, Ian.
do you have anything you'd like to plug?
If we do Empty Head tomorrow, tune in. I don't know if we are. That's a 50-50 shot. If
Yeah.
we're doing that, tune in.
We may
You can see how the
how the sausage gets made.
there it is. That's the food. I couldn't remember. I was gonna say omelet, and I'm like, that's not right.
I find it.
No one wants to see how. Everyone knows how the omelet's made.
Yeah, it's
Sausage.
like-
That's a more. It's not as intuitive. You look at a sausage, you're not like, I know how this product got here. You need more info.
And then
An
if you
omelet,
see,
you can pretty much guess.
if you see how a sausage gets made, then you're like, I never want to have a fucking sausage again.
I am done eating sausage.
But I find it really funny on Comedy Bang Bang. Scott Aukerman keeps calling it how the bread is made, and I'm assuming he's doing that on purpose. And it's very funny to me. Ian's gonna leave his left thumb uncolored. No, I colored.
I just colored it for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you picking
It
up
wasn't.
my slack like that.
I got you, bro. You know what a friend.
Dude, thank you, bro. Thank you.
No problem, bro. No
Dude,
problem.
thank you. By the way, real quick, do you like how I... Oh, yeah, that's good, too. Do you like how I made the little fire on their wicks?
I do. I noticed that when you were drawing it, and I was. I don't think I said anything out loud, but I thought things. You know.
Oh, cool.
I thought compliments
I
that
appreciate it.
that I did not, that are worthless unless you say them to the person. But I just did say a thing.
It's like that scene from The Office where it's like, I would never say this to her face, but Pam is the most nice and kind person. And then Oscar's like, why would you never say that to her?
Exactly.
Wow. We can make Office
I should look
references
into what
too.
I should look into what it might cost to make a deck of cards. I think it would be very expensive because you have to
I
get a
think so
unique
too,
piece
yeah.
of art printed on each one. But I want it.
It'd be sick as hell to have DrawBomb art, like deck of cards as like a fundraiser or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'll have to look into what it could cost.
Wow.
I mean, as long as all the face cards, I don't do unique art on those. That would help a lot.
For printing costs or just for effort?
Printing cost,
Okay, fair enough.
or not the face cards. As long as all the normal cards,
Oh
Or
yeah,
normal cards.
it would be man. It would be cool as fuck to have.
But I'd want fun font on those at least.
Yeah, I would want them to still look really cool, but
I'm gonna look. I want to make these. I'm gonna do it.
I that would be cool as hell to do though, for sure.
Ian,
Brandon.
you have anything to plug?
Empty Head Buffet tomorrow. If we stream it, we'll be streaming with Lisa per usual, but also Trent Linkarski and Sethward. And if we aren't doing Empty Head Buffet live, keep your eyes peeled, pals, for
New cartoon.
a new cartoons with Trent Linkarski and Sethward in them. So those are my plugs. I have no other plugs. Play Balatro and support an indie dev who made a very good game.
Yeah, play indie games.
Play indie games.
I guess that's the solution. Is
support
we're all
independent art.
We spent 4 hours in the last 2 weeks complaining about games and movies not being the way we want. But I guess the solution is watch good movies and play good games and don't worry about the other ones.
Like find someone who makes animations on YouTube and go watch their shit. Go watch Joel Haver's movies he's been making this year because they're very good. go support indie art and go support just go support independent art. I mean, that's really like
Right.
you're doing the world a net
Everybody would
positive
love
when you do that.
your eyes and your engagement and your dollars if you're buying their products, or
Yeah.
everyone could use that. So I guess that's the solution. And stop bitching all the time like we do.
Yeah, and if you are gonna bitch, then unsubscribe from the various streaming services that are disappointing you. Unless they release a very good show that month, in which case, buy the subscription for like exactly 1 month.
Make a new email.
Watch the thing.
Get a 7-day thing. Binge it in that 7
Oh yeah,
days,
just do the free trials. That's also true
and then
too.
get away. Run.
That's also true.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks. We got Lotus Clock, we got Zenith, we got Leviathan Den, we got
Yay.
Extra Tech, we got Business Daddy Father. Sorry, there's a lot of dads in our chat. I get
So many dads.
Business Father. Appreciate all of you. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Brandon, real quick, Lotus Clock did say
Yes.
earlier I should just stream myself playing Balatro. Should I do that, or
Yeah.
should I just play it in the dark while watching YouTube videos?
That is 100% up to you, because sometimes playing a game in the dark is good for the mind and soul more than performing. But if you feel like hanging out and engaging with these wonderful people, that's an option too.
I'll put a poll in the chat real quick before we go, and then I'm not gonna be happy with the result, but whatever.
I was gonna say, what do you want to do? And none of these fine people will be upset with you if you don't want to stream. But if you do,
don't know.
go ahead and do it.
I kind of want to do both at the same time. Like I want to both play Balatro, by myself in
Stream
the
it.
dark,
Oh,
and I also want to stream it. Like it's like there are two wolves in me.
stream it for a little bit, and then fail, and then play by yourself afterwards, and then
Yeah.
don't sleep. And then when your job's calling you tomorrow morning, they're like, "Where are you?" You'd be like, "Balatro.
Balatro.
I play a Balatro."
I play the Balatro. I'm allowed to do that accent. I'm Italian.
They're like, "Oh, sorry." Well, I think everybody's allowed to do it because we're allowed to make fun of Italian people.
Yeah, we're allowed to make fun of white people. It's fine.
There's the reason. That makes sense.
Oh boy, yeah. I think I see the answer. I think I see which way the wind is blowing on this one. Anyways, I don't think I even need to leave the poll running for much longer. Bye, everybody. Balatro. I think we lost Brandon, so this is actually perfect timing. Brandon, do you see that? Do you see that still boy? Do you see how still my boy is? That's what happens when your internet goes poo-poo. So, Balatro. Or maybe my internet. No, my internet's fine. So yeah, Balatro. Oh, yep, he left the chat. Okay, guys. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's back. Hey. I was about to, close out on you.